everything in its rightful place.
My story started in a factory. They made me light and resistant. The ideal packaging to contain any type of liquid. From there, I left by truck to the place where you bought me when you held me in your hands. I thought we would spend a lot of time together, but it wasn't like that. As soon as I was empty, you threw me in the street and I started the journey that brought me to where I am now. So far from the factory. I don't know if you thought someone would take an interest in me and pick me up. It didn't happen. People walked past me without looking at me. I spent a long time in the same place without anything happening. One afternoon, the rain came. Water flooded the place where I was, and a slight current dragged me. When I least expected it, I fell into a sewer. I floated through solid waste, through endless tunnels. Rats used me as a transport. One of them nibbled me, but couldn't hurt me. I spent a lot of time in those murky waters and got used to their smells. I befriended a plastic bag and an old empty chip bag that had lost its bright colors. At some point we reached a river and let ourselves be carried by its force until we heard the roar of the sea in the distance. We were afraid to get lost in the vastness of the ocean, but we soon found a multicolored island made of various objects like us. Forks, spoons, plates, empty bags, cigarettes, and disposable glasses kept me company, while others like me, of different sizes and colors, told me their stories. They were all very similar to mine. Turtles sometimes came to this island of waste and ended up tangled between the debris. They struggled desperately to free themselves. The birds also approached looking for food, and more than one ended up eating a piece of plastic by mistake.
Why do humans insist on throwing away these objects that do us so much harm?
A seagull once said.
Aren't there other things you can do with them when you don't use them anymore?
It took many, many years for the sun and salt water to deteriorate and break several of the objects and turn them into small pieces that floated. Some of them ended up being swallowed by fish that mistook them for food. The same thing, I suppose, can happen to me if no one does anything to prevent it. Can you imagine that? One day, you could be eating a fish, and I'd be there inside of it, turned into a piece so small you wouldn't even notice it. I'm sure when you bought me, you never imagined I could end up in your stomach. I am the plastic bottle.